Welcome to week 3. We're going to be moving on this week from primitive modeling, kind of leaving that behind. It's fairly rudimentary. You may have discovered it's kind of difficult to use to create complex forms. So we're going to be moving on to 2 different types of modeling, and both of them are going to be available to you, but you do not need to use both of the 2 new types. We're going to be talking about parametric modeling and working with sketches, which are more commonly used for geometric forms. And then we're also going to be talking about T-spline modeling or sculpting in Fusion, which is used for more organic and irregular forms. So depending on which type of ring you want to make, you're either making a ring with a geometric design or an organic design. You can choose to follow the type of modeling that works better for that specific type of design. Or if you're just interested, you're welcome to watch both of the 2 demo videos, but you do not need to for this week. Okay, so kind of walking through a couple things on the handout. The graded criteria, project specifications. You're making a ring, so it should fit you. And in each video, I'll kind of address how to make your model so that it will fit you. And there's also a how-to video under the second half of the modules under the resources section that will show you how to determine your ring size if you don't already know that. So yeah, your ring should fit you. We're also making either a geometric ring or an organic ring, and we'll talk more about that in a second. Your design should be asymmetrical, so it shouldn't be symmetrical. It should be different on mirroring halves. So that's kind of a new design challenge that we haven't really discussed yet. And like always, be creative. I really am just briefly touching on these 2 different types of modeling. Like, I could really go into extreme depth with both of them, and I tried to keep it shorter than last week. So it is going to take some creativity from you guys, some motivated exploration to kind of really figure out these 2 different types of modeling and explore them so that you can exploit them to create the type of design that you want to create. So submitting a public link to Canvas, similar as before. And let's talk about geometric versus organic. So the type of modeling you choose is going to depend on which style of ring you want to make. So for our geometric styles, that's going to reference like geometric shapes. So it's going to involve a lot of straight lines, angles, basic geometries like that we've been using. So spheres, pyramids, we didn't use those, but yeah, our basic geometries, straight lines, and angles. So there's some kind of examples of geometric shapes. You can also choose a more organic, free-form type of design. So organic shapes and designs reference nature. They often have a lot of curves, like flowing lines, varieties in like thickness, so kind of like a curvy surface. Also sometimes rustic surfaces, so if like found in nature a lot, like bark or disintegrating surfaces. So organic can refer to, like a smooth flowing surface, kind of like some of these curves in here, but it can also be a little like more rustic and rough. Okay, so here are some examples. Here's a geometric ring, again based off of basic geometries, planes, round, spheres, and rings. This one made up of boxes, rectangles, straight lines, angles. Here are 2 organic ones, so a lot less regimented, more like water rippling, or the kind of how rock kind of gets carved out by water. A snake, you can do an actual animal ring if you want to. So yeah, geometric or organic, they are opposites essentially, so it does cover your design challenge, covers kind of the whole entire spectrum of design so that you can make something that you want. But yeah, it should be clearly organic or clearly geometric, so make sure that when you're designing you are really honing in on that fact. You can also see that all 4 of these rings are asymmetrical, so they do not exactly mirror each other on one side as the other. There are varieties. I do have a ring that I designed that is symmetrical, this one right here. So that is something that we are trying to avoid. If I drew a line directly down there in the middle, it would be the same on this side and that side. Same for if I rotated this and drew it through this direction, it would also mirror this side to this side. So we want it to have some irregularity to it, being asymmetrical and therefore creating a little bit more visual interest. So those are our challenges today. You can move on to the demo videos now. If you're doing geometric, choose the geometric video. If you're doing organic, you can choose the organic video. Again, you're only making 1 ring, so you can choose whichever kind of style works best with your aesthetic and your visual sensibility, one or the other. And of course, you're always welcome to watch both if you want to learn 2 different types of modeling. If you guys are in 3D printing, we're going to be working in the parametric and sketch environments, doing the more geometric, kind of technical, mechanical type of modeling, more in the future by making a phone case. So just as a heads up, we're going to be doing more of that, and this is kind of your only chance to explore the more organic forms if you guys are in 3D printing. If you're in metals, this is our last 3D modeling project, I think. So you can choose either. Okay, sounds good. Let me know if you guys have questions.